Every time we get close to New Year's, a lot of these outlets like Variety here will put out things they're looking forward to in the next year. And they have a list of most anticipated films for 2024. And one of their most anticipated films is Madam Web. Now, if you don't know what this movie is, it is, of course, the cringy Marvel's Spider-Man spinoff. It's clearly running with girl power, over-the-top girl power, I should say. And it's basically, from what it looks like, a female Spider-Man team, kind of like the Marvels is all women, and they take on, not him, probably Moreland, because this is Ezekiel. But I don't even know where this doesn't even look like Ezekiel. This looks like a knockoff Spider-Man costume, right? But look, they put a web here just to remind you on his leg. This is going to be an awful, awful movie. They've changed a bunch of the original characters. The original Madam Web, by the way, does not look like this. I'm shocked she's not just playing Julia Carpenter, who is the younger Madam Web. She's also the original Spider-Woman. I don't remember who came first, her or Jessica Drew. So off the top of my head, I don't remember. But Julia Carpenter is the second Madam Web. And this is not her. This is the original Madam Web, who is an old lady in a wheelchair. But for some reason, they've changed. I'm surprised. Like, this movie, by woke standards, should be getting some shit because they're doing ageism. To be honest, it's ageism. So it's funny that they're just going with it, or maybe they don't know, because most of these people don't know anything about source material. Even the people that make these fucking movies don't know source material anymore. It's cringe. The whole trailer is cringe. This movie is going to fail. Nobody's going to go see this movie. Why would anybody go see these Spider-Man Spider-Man movies rarely do any good. The only one I've seen so far that was successful was the first Venom. Second one was a failure. Who knows with the third one? This one, I do not expect to do well. I think this is going to be a catastrophic failure for Sony, and good on them. Nobody asked for this. By the way, ratio. So they say it's one of the most anticipated movies of the new year, and they're just getting roasted all to hell in the comments. Have we redefined the word anticipated now, too? Most anticipated flop. They're trying to appeal to an audience who are never going to go, and that's not wrong. Passing looks nothing like Madam Web. Most anticipated, LOL. I don't think so, Tim. Yawn. This movie has an interesting premise. Hope they execute it right. And I hope they actually somehow reference Peter Parker, and hopefully they explain why Peter Parker seems to be missing. They won't. They won't. All this movie is going to exist to do. By the way, the reason he's missing is because it's set in the 1980s. Early 90s. Timeline-wise, he'd have been a little kid because Ben Parker's like a young man in this. If the leak is true and that's Ben Parker as the other paramedic. He'd be like a little kid. He wouldn't even have spider powers. This movie exists to say, we were the first spider people. Women, hear us weave. I thought everyone had to see themselves in movies, but Madam Web, it was an old blind woman in a wheelchair. What happened here? It's a reasonable question, to be honest, because that is the original Madam Web. So everyone's making fun of this. And what's funny is I checked out their actual list. Most anticipated movies of 2024. A lot of them are funny to me, like Mean Girls, the remake, or reboot. I don't know what they're doing here. These movies, like the original came out in 2004. Can you do something new? This is going to flop because audiences are rejecting these left and right. These remakes and reboots, like people don't want this shit anymore. People want original stuff. Other than Barbie And Guardians of the Galaxy, a lot of the bigger hits this year were like original stuff, like Oppenheimer. That's a new movie. People are getting tired of these remakes and reboots. Argyle, I don't know anything about it. It has Henry Cavill in it, so I'm sure Anna, that Star Wars girl, will be hyping it up. And then Madam Web. Madam Web is at number 3 on this list. And you know why they put it on this list? Girl power, woke shit. Bob Marley. I like Bob Marley. Interesting, maybe. Dune Part 2 looks good. Kung Fu Panda, okay. Could be a good family movie. But, it's number 4. Do we really need another one? Make a new family movie. And now is the time, DreamWorks, because, Disney has never been weaker. But, who knows? I'm sure it'll make money. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I hope it's good. I have some decent expectations for it. Mickey 17, don't know anything about it. Godzilla vs. Kong 2, definitely looking forward to that one. I love Godzilla movies from serious to goofy. I like them all, so I'm looking forward to this. I loved the first one. Thought it was kind of like an old school goofy Toho Godzilla, to be honest. So, maybe this will be fun. I like the first one. I can hear some of you. It is an incredibly stupid movie, but it has great kaiju fights, which is what I'm looking for in a goofy, kind of stupid Godzilla movie like that. And there's a lot of them. So, Civil War, not gonna even check out this propaganda. First off, Texas and California teaming up. That's how you know this is fake. Challengers, don't know anything about that. Or The Fall Guy. This is Ryan Gosling coming off of Barbie, though, so it'll probably do well. Back to Black, If. Furiosa probably won't be a great movie, but it will look cinematically good. You can say what you want about that Mad Max movie that came out a few years ago. I didn't think it was very good. However, I did like watching it because the cinematography and the way that movie looked, it looked really good. Garfield, I think, will be fine. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, we'll see. This Ballerina is a John Wick spinoff, starring the beautiful Ana de Armas. So this, I'll 100% watch. This is one I'm definitely going to watch. Bad Boys 4 doesn't need to exist because the third one is shit. Inside Out 2. Who makes this? Is this a Disney movie? If it is, that'll be fun to watch fail. The Bike Riders. This was supposed to come out in December, actually, and they canceled it last minute. A Quiet Place prequel, Horizon, Despicable Me, Twisters. Why does Twisters? We're getting a follow-up to a movie that came out in 1996. Deadpool 3 could be good. Borderlands, Kraven the Hunter. This I expect to flop just as hard as Madam Web. Beetlejuice 2. Why? I hope it'll be good. Transformers 1. Another Transformers movie. All right. Another Saw. Joker. Smile 2. Terrifier 3. Look at all these sequels. Venom. Gladiator 2, Wicked Part 1, The Karate Kid, Fassa. Like, this is all, like, the same. This is not coming out next year, too. I promise you. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, you're not going to see it till 2025. I don't even know why this is on this list. You're not seeing this next year. You will not see it next year. It's on Sony's ass, too, because they should have had that ready to go. They should have had that come out, like, the following year of the one that just came out. And that's on them. But all these movies on here, Madam Web's number 3. And you know another thing about this movie? It's just more sequels and reboots. More of the same shit that people don't want. But it's funny, out of all these movies, Mean Girls is number 1. Madam Web is number 3. This movie should be at like number 40, if anything. So these people are never going to change. They're just trying to hype you for more of the same slop. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.